Welcome you all. Myself Lalita Mani, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. Here I am going to discuss a few things about the planning and its process. First of all, planning means the pre-selection of the objectives and outlines the action before starting any business. According to Stephen P. Robbins and Mary Coulter, planning is defined as a process that involves defining the organizational goals, establishing an overall strategy for achieving those goals, and developing a comprehensive set of plans to integrate and coordinate the organizational work. Next one is the nature of planning. Planning is goal oriented. Every plan must contribute in some positive way towards the accomplishment of group objectives. Planning has no meaning without being related to goals. Next one is primacy of planning. Planning is the first of all the managerial functions. It precedes all other management functions. Next thing is the pervasiveness of planning. Planning is found at all levels of management. Top management looks after strategic planning. Middle management is in charge of administrative planning, and the lower management has to concentrate on operational planning. Next thing is efficiency, economy, and accuracy. Efficiency of plan is measured by its contribution to the objectives as economically as possible. Planning also focuses on accurate forecasts. Next thing is the coordination. This is the most important thing in planning. Planning coordinates that what, who, how, where, and why of planning. Without coordination of all the activities, we cannot have united efforts. Next thing is limiting factors. A planner must recognize the limiting factors such as money, manpower, etc. and formulates the plans in the light of these critical factors. Next one is flexibility. The process of planning should be adaptable to changing the environmental conditions. The last one is planning is an intellectual process. The quality of planning will vary according to the quality of mind of the manager. Next is the purpose of planning. The planning gives the directions. The planning reduces the impact of change, and it also minimizes the waste and redundancy. The planning which sets the standards used in the controlling process. Next thing is the planning process, or it is also known as the steps in planning. So there are 8 steps in planning. Being aware of opportunities, setting objectives or goals, considering planning premises, identifying alternatives, comparing alternatives in light of goals shot, choosing an alternative, formulating supporting plans, and quantifying plans by making budgets. First one is being aware of opportunities. Managers should take a preliminary look at possible future opportunities and see them clearly and completely. Know where their company stands in light of its strengths and weaknesses. Understand what problems it has to solve and why, and know what it can expect to gain. The planning requires a realistic diagnosis of the opportunity situation. Next one is setting objectives. The second step in planning is to establish or setting objectives for the entire enterprise and then for each subordinate work unit. Objectives specify the expected results and indicate the endpoints of what is to be done, where the primary emphasis is to be placed, and what is to be accomplished by the network of strategies, policies, procedures, rules, budgets, and programs. Enterprise objectives gives the direction to the major plans. By reflecting these objectives, defines the objective of every major department. The managers should also have opportunity to contribute ideas for setting their own goals and those of the enterprise. Next thing is developing premises. The next logical step in planning is to establish, calculate, and obtain agreement to utilize critical planning premises such as forecasts, applicable basic policies, and existing company plans. Premises means the assumptions about the environment in which the plan is to be carried out. It is the most important for all the managers involved in planning to agree on the premises. The basic principle of planning premises are: the more thoroughly individuals charged with planning understand and agree to utilize consistent planning premises, the more coordinate enterprise planning will be. The forecasting is the most important thing in premising. Next one is determining the alternative courses of action. The fourth step in planning is to search for and examine the alternative courses of actions. The more common problems is not finding alternatives but reducing the number of alternatives so that the most premising may be analyzed. Next thing is evaluating the alternative courses. After seeking out alternative courses and examining their strong and weak points, the next step is to evaluate the alternatives by weighing them in light of premises and goals. Next one is selecting a course. This is the point at which the plan is adapted. That is the real point of decision making. Occasionally, an analysis and evaluation of alternative courses will disclose that two or more are advisable, and the manager may decide to follow several courses rather than the one best course. Next one is formulating the derivative plans. The seventh step in planning is formulating the derivative plans. Derivative plans are almost invariably required to support the basic plan, such as to buy equipments, materials, hire and train workers, and develop a new product. And the last step in planning the process is quantifying the plans by budgeting. After decisions are made and plans are set, the final step is quantify them by converting them into budgets. The overall budget of an enterprise represents the sum total of income and expenses with resultant profit or surplus and the budget of major balance sheet items such as cash and capital expenditures. If it is done well, the budgets become a means of adding the various plans and set important standards against which the planned programs can be measured. Thank you.